All right, this is the regularly scheduled meeting of the Metro Public Works Committee. I'm joined in chambers by Councilman Herndon. Meet you first this time. Councilwoman Chappell. We have no one online as of yet. Just been joined by Councilman Bratcher. The legislation O-196-25 is going to be held, which leaves one item on the agenda. This meeting's being held pursuant to KRS 61.826 and Council Rule 5A. The only item we have on the agenda today is Bridges and Dams update. Welcome to the podium, Executive Director Kern. You have
Good
the floor,
afternoon. So we're here to talk about bridges and dams today. So I will kick us off. We're joined with our friends from Strand, and then also we have several people with our DOT here as well, if there are specific other questions. Oh, can you do the next slide? That's all right. So generally, funding for bridges, dams is in a capital budget item. So just for reference, this year, project number 53, bridges and retaining wall repairs, sometimes it is called structure improvement projects. So the same group of money, this year $2.5 million. Typically, historically, it looks like somewhere between $2 and $3 million per year. So those projects are outlined in the 3-year structure plan that is presented annually. I did realize through this that I don't think it is listed on our website, so it should be up there now. I know it is submitted annually with the budget. And this is the monthly structure status report. So the reporting for that 3-year plan and also for that budget item, you are receiving monthly. This you can't read, but just this is what it looks like. It'll give an idea of the council district, and then approximate some costs in there, and then a status report for those items. And here is an overview of known metro structures. So some of these structures, and we are in a program with the help of Strand to go through and systematically investigate all of these, understand their rating, and then figure out if repairs are needed so that we can understand the cost of those repairs and start working those into the 3-year plan. And with that, I will turn it over to Strand. If you all would like to introduce yourselves.
Yep. Good afternoon. My name is Mark Askin. I work for Strand, and
Jamie Cash.
so we've been working with Metro Louisville approximately about 6 years on the bridge culvert program. And typically in that time, you all funded between $2 and $3 million per year for this program. And with that funding, we have been doing bridge inventories where we go out and investigate the sites. We typically try to put out 3 to 4 culverts or bridge construction every year. And we also try to, we also do about 3 designs. When we design these bridges themselves, we design the structure, the approach road, but we also acquire the needed right-of-way for the city of Louisville, Louisville Metro, and we also do utility coordination, which sometimes means design it for the utility. So Jennifer showed you your map here, and you have approximately 1,300 known structures in Metro Louisville. The green squares there themselves are the structures that are inspected by the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. That's because they're bridges. They inspect them, but you all maintain them. The blue triangles are the inventories we have completed. We completed approximately 500. And the inventories we haven't completed are the circle gray ones, and that's approximately about 600. Typically, based on funding, we do between 50 and 100 inventories per year to update your system. So based on our inventories, you have approximately 60 structures that are in the poor to very poor condition. Basically, that means they need to be replaced. We're planning to replace them. We work with Louisville Metro based on the daily traffic to see which ones that we need to do first. Our rating system basically is 0. It's failed. We've had one bridge since we've been here that's done that. It's out in Telsville Road out in the county that failed about 4 years ago, and we replaced that right away. And very poor are the ones that need to be replaced, and we monitor yearly to make sure they're not getting any worse. But right now you have about 60 structures that need to be replaced in time. So this is our active repair replacement projects. We have about 21 projects ongoing. We have 7 culverts that are ready for construction. It means the design's done. We have acquired the permits from the permit agency, which includes the Corps of Engineers and MSD. We've acquired the right-of-way. We've done all utility relocation. The other ones are in various stages, of either still utility coordination or acquiring right-of-way or in design. Right here, we got some upcoming construction projects I'd like to go through real quick. First one, South Public Road. You can see on the map there, the green dot, that's where it's located. It's outside the Gene Schneider Freeway. This one is not a replacement itself. It's going to be a rehabilitation. You can tell by the structure is in good shape, but it's getting underscored by the water. So it's a rehabilitation instead of a complete design. So we do look at that. We try to save little metro dollars by doing the best design that can give the longevity, but also save you money. The next one is the Blevin Gaps Road project. This one's it's a large culvert and pork addition. It's located once again outside the Gene Schneider Freeway. You can see the green dot on there. You can see by the picture the rebar is showing, and the culvert itself is in need of replacement. This one's ready to proceed. The estimated construction cost is about $450,000. And this one's ready to go. Chenoweth Run Road replacement. This is another one we got ready for construction this year. The estimated cost is about $200,000. You can tell by the pictures it's a small culvert. It's stoned, stacked concrete, and it's cracking and needs to be replaced. And the last one we got ready for construction is Aiken Road. This is once again is a stone, stacked concrete culvert. You can see by the picture. This one's probably in the worst shape because you can see some of the stone blocks coming in. It's a small culvert, about $150,000. It's inside the Gene Schneider and right in the Middletown area. I'm going to go through them.
Sure. This is the embankment stabilization projects, which basically means the slope is starting to slide, and that often means there's a crack maybe just between the edge line and the center line running longitudinal down the road where it's starting to slide in, so it's cracking the pavement apart. And you can see on the upper right corner there's Lakeland Road. It's the red dot with the label. And then down in the lower left corner, there's a Jefferson Hill Road, 2 dots for the Mitchell Hill Road, the project that we started with just north of Top Hill Road, and then about a half a mile north of that where the road is closed now, where that road was closed this spring when there was some of the major rain events and flooding. And then just to the east of those 2 dots are 2 red dots for Hosklaw Hill Road, which are 2 locations of cracking and slide visually observed in the road, and that's near the Jefferson County Memorial Forest Center. This is Lakeland Road, which is up off of Shelbyville Road, just east of Hurstbourne. And you can see the picture on the left is the west side of the road, and you can see there it was actually patched with asphalt from where it had, the road is starting to pull away and crack, and there was actually some crumbling of the asphalt pavement there. And then the picture in the middle is the other side of the road where you can see the crack starting there just inside the edge line, which could continue to get worse there and look like it does on the other side of the road. And then the next picture to the right is just the zoomed in location map where you can see it's west of 265 and north of 64 there.
And the Lakeland Road is near a dam, but it's not touching the dam. So if you do any improvements on it, it will not impact the dam. That's our brief presentation, unless you have any questions.
Yeah, I had a question from at the beginning of the presentation. And this might be for Executive Director Kern. So your budget is $2.5 million, but these projects add up to way more than that. So what am I missing there? You're just not going to do all these projects, or?
Right, so because money is a real thing, and we do have limited budgets, that's why we have to prioritize. So coming up with what projects are most urgent, typically we would do 3 to 4 projects per year, about. is what that budget lines up with.
Okay. And that's what the rest of these are? These are the ones you're going to,
Yeah, those are the four. We had four projects that were ready to go. We also, with the help of MSD, they are working with us to review our projects a little differently because these tend to be more maintenance projects. So we are always going to leave a space better than we found it, but we may not be bringing it up exactly to brand-new developer design because it could involve raising a bridge several feet, which is not within that budget. So they have been very kind in working with us to try to get some projects expedited. So there were some projects that were hung up because of that are now ready to move forward.
okay, so I guess the pregnant question here is, are there projects that need to be done for public safety that the budget doesn't provide for?
I don't know that we have any specifically. I would have to look at the ranking. I don't know that there are any that are currently putting us at risk.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
There's quite a few rated at 1 that we do inventory every year to make sure they're not getting any worse. But right now, there's none that's rated 0 that needs to be closed. But we do keep a visual eye on them throughout the year.
Okay, all right, thank you, thank you. I have Councilman Bratcher in the queue.
So thank you, Chair. Very poor condition means what? About to bust, about to break?
It means it needs to be planned to be replaced, but it's not failing now. A lot of these structures are pretty old, and they do need to be replaced, but as you know, funding is funding, and so we've been planning these. They take a couple years to get ready for construction because you have to acquire right-of-way. You got to design them, get the permits. So all the ones that we have now are the ones that are ranked 1, ready to proceed forward.
I was always under the impression that bridges were the state's responsibility. Is that
Some
true?
are, some aren't. A lot of your projects are culverts, large culverts that you have to replace, and there is some bridges that you do own maintenance on. But there is a lot of the bridges in the Metro Louisville that the state does maintain.
in the last, so in Glen Mary, there's an old golf pond that's owned by a private person, but if that levee breaks, it's about to flood out a bunch of homes. Is there any relief we can give to those folks?
We would have to look at the plan for it. So we wouldn't be able to be involved on private property. We had talked previously, the majority of dams are on private property being HOAs. There are some that are within metro parks as well.
Okay, thank you.
We've been joined in chamber by Councilman Benson.
Mr. Chair, I had a
Online
comment
by
when you get a chance.
Vice Chair Shamika Parrish Wright. We have one in
Yes.
the queue, and then we'll get to you.
Okay, thank you.
We have Councilwoman Chapel in the queue.
Sure, thank you so very much, Chair. I guess 3 questions for you. This is a very interesting map that's here that shows all of the known metro structures. And I'm assuming that a lot of these structures, as they are bridges, culverts, dams, having to do with water, that they're particular to watersheds. But it's also interesting, in our real urban services district, there's not very many. Like, I don't think that there's any in District 5, 6, none in the northern part of my district. It's just really interesting to see. Do you know off the top of your head which district, I'm just curious, has the most known metro structures?
I do not, and we put this known metro structures because Metro had a list of structures and unlisted structures, but when we were reviewing this, you could tell based on drainage, it's going somewhere. We have added structures to it, so I do not know who has the most structures, but these are the known ones as of today's date.
Yeah, again, I'm just curious because I've never seen this map, and I'm just kind of a map nerd in that way. Does this include pedestrian bridges as well? So like when we talk about a structure, There's one over on Eastern Parkway. We just had the bridge replaced. It was a wooden bridge, but it was adjacent to the street. We're about to have a sidewalk put in on Bluegrass Avenue, which is, the street's already there, but, when we're talking about a bridge and a structure, are we talking about pedestrian amenities as well? Or, is this map only representative of the road? Are there any bridges that are only accessible by foot traffic that's included in this?
The structures that we've, reviewed and been reviewing and designing are all just for, cars, not pedestrians.
Is there a map that exists that has pedestrian maps included or identified?
We do not have that, but we can surely create one.
Thank you. Also, here nor there, but it's something that I would like to bring up. A really big thing that we should be discussing in this committee is the closure of I-65 coming up, and the stress that's going to put onto our local roadways because of that. I think that it's a really large discussion, but I just feel the need to bring it up since we're talking about bridges, and those bridges are going to be replaced on 65. And so I think understanding Public Works' relationship with that planned work is really important for us to understand. So more of a comment in that last one than a question.
Anything else?
Potential detour routes for all the 4 structures that we can share with Jennifer if we have, and she can share if need be.
Yeah, and as far as I-65, we have been in discussions with KYTC to better understand and to ask them to better communicate. They do, for that project, have a subcontractor on board who is a communication specialist that's working to get communication better than, say, it was for the rollout on 42. So we are aware there. And to Mark's point, being extra sensitive around looking at detours, making sure that the detour makes sense, and then making sure that we have adequate time when we put those out, and especially that they do not overlap. So we wouldn't want to have 2 closures simultaneously, if at all possible.
Sure. If I might, right now with South Shelby being closed at the railroad tracks because of a water main replacement, CSX planning on doing work at the railroad track and closing other streets after the water company is done, and then also the 2-way conversion, which hallelujah for Logan and Shelby, glad to see that getting done. But I know that bits of 5th Street and 6th Street are closed. So it makes me nervous because I don't think that our communities are prepared to take this on. And I know a lot of that, most of what I just cited is not Public Works, it's utility or state. But it really makes me nervous taking on that amount of traffic in our local communities. And 65, I understand 42, but 65 is a total beast in and of itself. We're going to have heavy trucks on our local roadways, a lot more traffic. So I just want us to hopefully be looking forward in how we can get in front of that. So.
Anything else? Anything else? Great, thank you. Councilwoman Parrish-Wright.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I caught most of the presentation. I want to thank you for your presentation. And my question, some of the colleagues covered some of them, but mine is mainly around the timeline for these projects and how long, when will we have to deal with this again? I know there's a whole deferred maintenance on some things, but say the one that you showed on one of your slides that had the most disrepair, how long has that been in the queue to get? So what's the timeline of when you notice that damage, and then when it's where we're at now, how long has it taken to get to this level with some of those projects?
That's highly variable. Hate to say that. The big variable is the property owners. We had to go to condemnation with one of the owners, and it took a while to get the right of entry to construct the project. 11 Gaps Road's been around for about 6 years because of a condemnation suit. Typically, these are a benefit to the area and to the property owners. They do grant the needed right of way, but sometimes they don't. The other ones, like Chenoweth Run Road, it's been probably less than 9 months, and it's ready to go because the property owners were cooperative, and we got the design done, the structure done.
Thank you. Visually, just watching it from here, you can see some of the time and the erosion and all those things have built up. So I appreciate that. And if there's something like that happening in our district, I know you do a good job of letting us know some of this, but any ways that we can help get the word out, what's going to happen, when it's happening, I would be happy to share that. But thank you. That was it.
Thank you.
All right. Executive Director Kern, did you have anything else?
I did not, unless there's anything else you all would like to add.
No, I do appreciate the opportunity to present for you. If you have any questions, just let us know, and we'll get a response to you.
All right, well, thank you for coming. Thank you for the presentation. I see no other people in the queue, so we, without objection, will stand adjourned. Thank you.